Hey everyone, Humper here with Router Gods, your ex-Cisco SE. We're going to do a quick video on the differences between SE, SA, TSA, SEM, all the different acronyms you will hear in relations to becoming a systems engineer. So we'll also talk a little bit about, is there a difference between being a generalist SE versus someone who is specific into a product like Cisco Meraki. Okay, so the most common acronyms you will, and this video is directed at three groups of people. The first group is you're thinking about becoming a pre-sales engineer at Cisco or any other large company, let's say Palo Alto, VMware, etc. All the different companies tend to use very similar naming with some slight differences. So if you're interested in becoming a pre-sales engineer, there's many different options for you to get into. It's not just a typical SE, SA position. The second group of people that we are looking at is the customer. So you're a customer and your account team, let's say your Cisco account team is dropping in because they want to sell you something. And they say, well, we got our SE coming, we got our TSAs coming, we got our SEM coming, etc. So we will tell you what all those different acronyms are, because a lot of times you don't know who is coming. Well, what are all these people coming? I don't know these things. And then the third group of people this is directed to are people who just started Cisco, and maybe you're a little bit too embarrassed to ask what are all these different types of positions. Maybe it wasn't explained to you very well by your team or your manager or your coworkers. So you can quietly watch this video and no one will make fun of you. Not that anyone at your company would, but sometimes it's good just to learn these things yourself without asking others and not burdening others with this type of stuff. Okay, with that out of the way, SE. So SE is a systems engineer. Sometimes you will hear it as a sales engineer, but they're trying to get away from the term sales in the name. And so you'll hear systems engineer. You may also hear something like a solutions engineer or a solutions architect. Those basically are the same things. Also at many companies, particularly also at Cisco, is you do have an official title, an official grade level, which is your pay, but what you call yourself to your customers and to others doesn't really matter. So yeah, if your official title is Technical Solutions Architect, which we'll talk about, you could call yourself a systems engineer. It doesn't, no one really cares. It doesn't matter. You can put whatever you want on your business card. So I put the Meraki guy on my business card. So it made it very simple and it was easy to remember. Now, if you want to specialize in something, because the SE positions are generalist positions, which means you're supposed to know a little bit about the whole portfolio. You're supposed to know everything. Now, of course, you can't know everything, and that's where you call in the specialist, and that is the Technical Solutions Architect, TSA. Now, the old term for this was the CSE, Consulting Systems Engineer, Consulting Systems Engineer. Engineers, pre-sales engineers devoted to a single product line. So this could be Cisco Meraki. This could be HyperFlex. This could be a particular line of products, let's say security or collaboration or WebEx, right? You're narrowly focused. So you go deep into that technology. Going back a little bit to the generalist SE, you may think that it's boring. I don't get to specialize in something. Well, you do actually have a specialization. It's there's a term for it, SEVT, SVT, something like that. So, see, it's only been 2 weeks since I left, and already the terms and the information are fading away from my memory. And that's why I'm doing these videos, because 6 months down the line, all this stuff will be gone. So I think hopefully I'm trying to help out the new folks out there. So when you become a SE, a generalist SE at Cisco or most other companies, you're given the opportunity to do a specialization. So most SEs are expected to be pretty much experts in EN, which is enterprise networking. So this is the basic routers and the switches, it's pretty simple stuff. And then you're supposed to specialize in something else. So let's say you're interested in phones, then you'll specialize in collaboration. Let's say you're interested in security stuff, then you'll specialize in learning about firewalls and ASA and firepower and all that stuff. You could also specialize in Meraki and start going to Meraki boot camps and stuff like that. So don't think as a generalist SE, you don't dive deep. You will dive deep, and it's up to you to decide what technologies. Sometimes you won't get to decide. Sometimes you'll be your boss will say, we have a need for more phone guys, so you will study phones. And you'll be dragged kicking and screaming into studying phones. But what can you do, right? But it's up to you to decide how deep you want to go into that specialization. And a lot of times what happens is the generalist SEs will then become TSAs. They'll actually officially specialize in something, and that's what I did. I was hired as a generalist SE for the first year. And then after that, after a couple months, I started playing around with Meraki. I liked it so much that I moved over to Meraki as a TSA. So that is a very common thing to see. Okay, now let's say you want to promote. We have something called an SEM. An SEM is a systems engineering manager, And generally you will manage somewhere between 3 to 4 people on the low end to maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 people on the high end. Depends on the vertical, depends on the department, all that good stuff, but somewhere between 3 to 8, 9, 10 people. You don't want to be managing too few people, because what happens is if you're only managing 2 or 3 people, when layoffs come, someone's going to be looking at how many managers, or they're going to rank all the managers and rank how many people they're managing, and they'll go, well, this manager is only managing 2 people, and I've got another manager that's managing 5 people. Why don't I fire this manager who's only managing 1 or 2 people and move those people to this guy who's managing 5? 7 is still okay, and we've saved the head count, we've saved the salary of an SEM. So yeah, you don't want to be managing too few of people. It can get kind of scary. So SEM, Systems Engineering Manager. And then one step up of that is an SSEM. Yeah, these things get kind of long sometimes. So Senior Systems Engineering Manager, and you'll be managing a group of folks, or you'll be managing what's called an ops on the ops level. It's a totally different region versus area versus operation, different video. So SSEM will be a Senior Systems Engineering Manager. Then we go SED. SED is Systems Engineering Director. Now you're with the big boys. You're covering an operation. You're the lead guy. You're setting strategy. You're not answering tickets anymore. You're not necessarily visiting customers anymore. You're setting strategy. You're doing the heavy lifting, and your salary is going to be much, much higher. A great deal of respect comes with the SEDs, the directors. It's the same thing on the TSA side and the CSE side. Yeah, on the bottom level is the TSAs, CSEs. Those groups, those departments also have their own Systems Engineering Manager, SEM, and they also have their own version of the SED, which is the SE Director. Okay, I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you have any questions that you want answered about other topics of corporate life in sales engineering or Cisco in general, the questions that I can answer, feel free, put a like and subscribe, and also put it in the comments. I will get to those videos as time permits. And honestly, at this moment in my life, I have lots of time. I'm just hanging around doing these types of videos, actually having quite a bit of fun here in Thailand. So take care, stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.